So that's a perfect point to the next thing I want to talk about, is how we use our proper body position to handle obstacles. So we have a very simple little roller here. Now you can double this. It is it's a log double. It's possible to log double. I've doubled it a few times today. It's pretty tough. I mean, it's quite far for that little of a lip. But that being said, just rolling it in proper form will help you so much when it comes to kicks like that. So obviously, even on a motocross track, you go out, every once in a while, there'll be a hook or something in a lip that will give you a kick forward over the bars. And the understanding that you need to be further forward to counteract that is a very hard thing to get your head around. It's the same thing here. You need to be driving forward if you're going to double this. But even just rolling it, which is what we're going to do next, rolling it proper, understanding the body position that I'm sure AJ, you guys covered a little bit of body position or quite a bit of body position over there? A lot, right? So I'm sure he kind of mentioned that pulling those knees back and accelerating. What we were talking about with the stand stuff, that acceleration position. That's kind of what I'm trying to break down here, and we're going to put it into an obstacle. So first thing, since this group is so small, I just want us to run a little bit of acceleration and deceleration. We don't need a lot of speed. We don't need a lot of room. We're going to be able to do this with what we have right here. And then we're going to apply it to rolling this obstacle proper. And then you'll kind of see what I'm talking about and why you got a kick going over a tractor tire or something like that. I just want to do a little bit of a drill with everybody here, and we're just going to do an acceleration and deceleration drill to make sure your body position is right. So when we decide to get to the log double or the rolling this log, we already have the base on flat ground. Like I said, we want to be able to do everything to the highest level on flat ground. Okay, so we were talking about body position, right? In the earlier part of the day, I just want to cover a little bit of what we see riders doing wrong. They bring their knees forward. They bring their, they go into what's called a posterior pelvic tilt, anterior, posterior, right? And their chest comes up, their elbows come down. They kind of ride like this. I mean, this just looks kind of ridiculous, right? See how, look at my head. See how hard it whips my neck around when I'm in that position? What looks better? This, right? Or this? Obviously, this looks way better. And you can see now I have an ability to move. One more time here, guys. If my knees are forward, my heels are up, and my chest up, watch my head. You see how it's like pulling my head back? You guys can see there's tension on my neck. I see that so much when riders are trying to hit obstacles. They're bringing that chest up. They go to that posterior rotation. They're very straight up and down with their knees forward, their heels up. And we want the opposite of that in every way. Son of a God.
Hey, AJ Catanzaro here. I don't know how to do Enduro, so what we did is we hired an Enduro specialist, Rich Larsen, one of the best instructors I've had the pleasure to work with, and we filmed an entire master course on how to ride Enduro. He taught me absolutely everything, and you guys can learn too inside of the courses in the Moto Academy app. Go to themotoacademy.com, subscribe today to gain access to every single course, including the all-new master course from Rich Larsen.
Those guys, a lot of people ride with their heels up, their knees forward, their pelvis forward, their hips in a posterior rotation, their chest up, their elbows down. We want to be elbows up, chest down, hips back, anterior rotation, knees back, heels down. Everything is opposite in every single way, okay? So the best way to practice this without an obstacle is just accelerating and decelerating. So we're here. guys see how I'm not using my hands here? No clutch on braking. Balls of my feet. As I go into acceleration, my knees come back, my head comes forward. Chest parallel with the seat, I go into acceleration. So I keep that chest down all the time. Elbow up, even if I'm riding one-handed. So I want us to work that first. Because you can see, you guys see that movement. You see how I'm not expending any energy? My hand is off the bars, I'm barely hanging on. When I ride moto, I try to focus on really loose grip with my hands. I really don't get arm pump because, you know, I'm older now and I ride within my limits. But if I ride over my limits, I start to get tight. And that's when I start to become behind in those movements. Now you guys can see there, when you accelerate, where does the force push me? Back. So I need to preemptively move in front of those acceleration forces. Sometimes I explain it like I'm leaning into the wind, right? I'm moving, driving through, I'm dropping my heels, pulling through my feet, pressing down through the pegs, getting in front of those forces. Then as I hit the brakes, the forces push me forward, but I'm allowing the bike to come out from under me. I go to no clutch rear brake. You guys can hear the chatter as I brake. Tuck, 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 tuck. Hips back, chest still staying in that anterior rotation, chest down position as I brake. That movement back and forth, the way you can understand if you're doing it right is to be able to do it one-handed. Because then you're not hanging onto the bars and you're in a better position and you're expending way less energy, okay?